Hello everyone! Today's video is going to be about gem picking tools. I will show you what I own and which ones I prefer the most. So I'm sure that there are a lot more options than those, but I will just show you what I know and what I use. I will test these tools by picking up a big charm and a Swarovski crystal which has the size of SS16. This one is SS12 and I think that this is SS3. First we have this wax picking tool which is from Born Pretty store, and I like to kinda make it warm and soft before I use it just to make it a little bit more sticky. As you can see, the small one is very easy to pick up. This one too. One, two, and even this one. So you can even pick very big stuff with this picking tool. This tool is very cheap, which is good. What I really like about this tool is that you can make the tip thinner or thicker. For example, you could just keep molding it until you have a very fine tip. What I don't like about it is that it is long. Like, you know, it's too long. I would prefer if it would be like this length, but it is until here. But that's preference, and I could cut it off if I wanted to. So yeah, this is a really good tool. The next tool is also from Born Pretty store. I haven't used this a lot of times because I noticed that sometimes the white gets a little bit onto the items. I really don't like that. But yeah, let's try it out. So the small one. I was able to pick all 4 sizes up, which is good, but as I said before, I don't like that it is white and it can't transfer onto the items. It happened to me before. Let's move on to the next picking tool. This picking tool is basically the reason why I'm doing this video, because many people asked about this tool, and as far as I know, you can't purchase it from where I got anymore, so I don't know where you can get it now. And it's just a normal orange wood stick with this silicone thingy. So let's try it out. Okay. As you could see, this one does not work very good for big rhinestones and charms, but it works very well for small stuff. I don't think that this tool works good for picking up the big stones. Next, I have a wet Q-tip, and let's see how this one works. Okay, so it's the same thing with the previous one. It does not work for the big stuff, but it works well for the smaller stuff. What I just don't like about Q-tips is that these are huge. I just prefer if a picking tool is slimmer at the end, that you can place the stones more precisely. But it is a good alternative if you don't have anything and you just need something very quickly. Next we have these 3 tools, and I will show them at once because basically you do the same things with them. First we have a toothpick, then we have this gem picking tool which I got also from Born Pretty store, and I think this is actually from Japan originally. Then I have a normal dotting tool with a very thin tip. So what we are going to do for these kinds of tools is to pick a slow drying top coat. I have this Ducato top coat from Japan, and we'll add a little bit onto the tip. Oops. As you could see, this works very good. The plus side of this is that you can work very precisely because the tips are so thin. The negative side of this is that you have to always load it with some top coat, and that's just one step more you have to do compared to the other tools. Instead of top coat, you could also use a lip balm. This is an old one, and I will just add some lip balm. As you could see, this works very well as well. The plus side is that this won't dry out that fast like a top coat would, so you don't have to load the toothpick or whatever that many times. Next tool are eagle tweezers. I got mine from Japan, and I think that this tool is something every nail artist, nail art enthusiast should have because it's so versatile. You can use it for so many things. So I can grab it, but it's hard to place it because it kinda moves up a little bit, so it's harder to place. But it's perfect for the bigger gems or things like that. I personally would only use eagle tweezers for bigger items and, for example, for removing the striping tape or something like that, but it's not a good tool to pick up the small stones. Some of you have asked me about embelly jelly, and I just think that I don't need the embelly jelly thing because it is, compared to my other tools, a lot more expensive. So I didn't buy it to show you, but I have something very similar, which is, I don't know if it is a little bit gross, but for those who had braces, me and my sister, when we had braces, we got these silicone thingies to put on that it won't hurt that much. I thought this would work very well for picking up gems, so let's see. I took a little bit too much, but I'm basically going to condition it a little bit, and then I'm going to mold it onto the tip. Like this. I have never used embelly jelly before, but I think that this is very similar. As you can see, this option works very well. So if you have something like this at home, I would totally do it. But in my opinion, there are a lot cheaper alternatives compared to the embelly jelly. So for me, it's not an option at the moment. I'm really hoping that I included all the important tools, and let's see which are my favorites and least favorites. My least favorite is the Q-tip option. I never use it. I just don't like it that much. I already explained about the eagle tweezers, that I only use it for the bigger ones and for removing striping tapes and stuff like that. Now that I have those, I'm very often too lazy to apply top coat or lip balm to the thingies. We have 4 more options left. This one is great and I think it's very useful, but I feel like the silicone tend to get dirty very fast and dry out, and I'm kind of too lazy to change it very often, so I'm not using this very often as well. The white picking tool picks up the gem very well, but I don't like it as much as my other ones. We have 2 winners. One is my pink silicone cap picking tool, which is great for the small things, and this one is also great for the big stuff, although it is way too long. All these options I showed you are very, very cheap, so I think the most expensive one is maybe $250. Probably those are not expensive things I used. But for someone who is very young and just started nail art and maybe can't order things online, I think the toothpick is always a nail artist's best friend. You can do a lot with this. You don't have to spend any money if you have a toothpick and some lip balm or a top coat. So this is also a winner in my opinion. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was informative, and I hope that it inspired you to maybe try out new gem pickers and new ways to pick up your items. And I only talked about picking up gems and bigger charms. Of course, there are a lot more things like nail chains, but I just wanted to concentrate on the rhinestones and charms for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!